Hey everyone, it's me, Doomlink, and welcome back to Doomlink's Live Hunts. I've just been announcing the series before knowing what I'm doing in-game, because, I don't know, I think it will just be something that will work best for live hunts as opposed to hunting with purpose. I'm sure there'll be future hunting with purpose recordings, but it's not a big deal at this point. Okay, apparently, oh, I got an instant follow. That's H0SS00312, you get kudos from me because you are the fastest follow from starting a live stream ever. I think that was within the first 15 seconds of me going live, so yeah, congratulations. You win my appreciation, or at the very least my acknowledgement. So, I mean, technically, could you technically say that a person who follows me when I'm not live is faster? I would say not. But anyway, got whiskey left over from last night, which I will continue consuming, and I will of course top that up further. But anyway, I'll pause my playback on Twitch. If it's ever confusing when I say refresh my... well, when I say that I'm refreshing my playback, but then I proceed to say I'm going to pause my playback, which would, in your mind, give rise to the question of why I was refreshing the playback in the first place, well, it's because, in my mind, the chat is linked to the playback page. And so I refresh that so that I can make sure the chat is performing perfectly fine. I think technically it can operate separate to that, but especially because I pop it out, and therefore it creates its own window. But not only do I not trust Twitch, but I don't trust my laptop. My laptop is a bomb. It's an absolute piece of shit, so yeah. It was a temporary laptop that I bought some time ago, second hand. And, yeah, I still haven't gotten around to getting an actual laptop, partially because I just don't need one. I really am not in need of one. This piece of shit does actually perform the function that I need, which is, you know, being able to check the chat while live, so, yeah, it does the job. I don't use it for anything else. Okay, apparently Vernon is live at this moment, so I'm going to apparently join his room. I think, let's see if it's in the list here. There's actually a few people playing, including King of Dones. Hold on. I just woke up. I thought it said King of Donuts. I'm serious, I just woke up, so, yeah. I can be forgiven for reading that as King of Donuts instead of King of Dots, but, anyway. I suppose what I can do is check my friends list. Vernon is here. Oh. He spells it correctly in his actual Switch name. I don't know if he's changed it or what, but anyway. There you go. So I was basically invited to join the room. So we'll see what's going on in here. They are in a quest right now, which is fine. Oh no, they're returning from a quest. That's good timing, how about that? So, with that in mind, I suppose I'll hang around in here. I was playing last night, actually. I was hunting just random stuff. I got from, I think, 887 to 889. So I'm almost at 890, not that I need to specify that explicitly. I think you know how ascending numbers operate. But I was basically just using the hunting horn and enjoying myself. You just failed the quest. Well, I'm sorry to hear that. But here I was thinking that it was good timing, and it was, but turns out that actually you did not succeed in what you were doing, which is rather, well, I suppose it's less than ideal. Ugh. But yeah, you're probably used to seeing me with small eyes and, you know, displaying elements of drowsiness in my speech and my general appearance, my general countenance. And that would be because, you know, that's how my day works. I get up and I'm like, well, do I want to record? If the answer is yes, I will go and do that. If the answer is no, then I'll veg out or something. That's usually my life. I just find that it's the best time of day to record because it seems to align best with other countries in the world. Hey, Juvenator. I'm not sure what you're referring to, Juvenator, but anyway. Hey, Autonomic. Beware twin horns on the sand. Again, I've said this before, but I much prefer the fan translation for the Diablo's Quest in Portable Third, which is Hunt Wyvern on Desert. I much prefer that. It sparks my my imagination just that much more, you know. Ooh, Hunt Wyvern on Desert. I'm totally immersed. Okay, so aside from that, we're going to equip the ugliest hunting horn in the series. Hope you're ready for that. I'm still in a hunting horn mood, so those of you who wanted to see hunting horn and were possibly concerned that you weren't going to see hunting horn because I'm all hunting horned out, well, you're wrong. I'm still feeling like using hunting horn. And for some reason I was inspired to get uses up for hunting horn further than what I have for it now. So, last night that is to say, I was inspired in that way. Whether or not that inspiration remains to be seen. We will see. My guess is it's only half there. I'd also like to get uses up for Hammer, to be completely honest. I think Hammer might still be, notwithstanding Prowler, of course, my least used weapon type. And I will check that. Looks like I don't have Exchanger, nothing unusual there. I will eat for attack large. And, I don't know, Weakener, I guess. I still haven't properly quantified Weakener and its usefulness. I really don't know. Oh, am I going to get it? I got Polisher, which is fine. I can live with only Polisher. I'm just crushingly disappointed. That's all. Oh, I see. We're working on key quests for Phantom at this time, which is fine. I suppose, yeah, she's been playing for a while now and still hasn't reached G rank. Which isn't a bad thing in and of itself, but I do agree that that would incentivize one to get it out of the way. Most certainly. Alright. But yeah, this hunting horn is not very pleasant to the eye. I don't know what they were thinking with its design. I'm sure there's some sort of logic behind it. It's a big... I don't know. I suppose it's intended to be a large... hammer-esque object. There's something to be swung around and slammed onto people as a weapon, no doubt. That was getting to be very silly, that situation. I had basically walked into his attack, and I would have been rather unimpressed had I been hit there. I would have been particularly unimpressed with myself, more than anything else. May as well aim for the face, yeah. Oh, that's right. I need to check what my... Oh, no, okay, it is that. It's just what I'm used to being the blue note has been replaced with the green note, but the order in which I play the song notes is still the same. Please don't attack me. I hate it when you do this, you know. I could have actually gone ahead with that. Usually when I'm playing Attack Up for the first time, I prioritize playing the song over getting in there and attacking, because if I get in there and attack, I'm worried that I won't be able to get it out fast enough. The sooner you get out attack, the better. And there goes Phantom. Just as well we're not doing Hyper. That's what I'll say to that. What else can I play with this? Recovery speed up large. That's not necessarily a bad song, but I don't think I'll take the time to play it. Hey, Beta. Good to see you. Shift my laptop so that it is actually more comfortably within my field of vision. I don't know if I'm really going for a KO here. I find solo KOing with a hunting horn to be a bit of a task. It's not really, but I mean, I feel like it was easier in the older games, that's all I can say. I feel like the KO value of hunting horn has gone down, which might be pure bullshit, it might not be true at all, but that's the feeling that I get. The hit that I just successfully achieved there was almost nothing in terms of KO value, for the reason that that's a two-part attack, and if you only connect the first part, it doesn't really do much in the way of the damage, motion value, KO damage, and all that. Well, again, KO value, I believe, would be the correct way to refer to that. You don't say KO damage, it's not damage, you see. It's impact damage. But KO damage is not quite right. It would be KO value. Because it's not calculated as damage, if you understand. That's the idea. But I don't know if that's correct or not. In the end, it probably doesn't matter. That would also be likely. I'll get ready to reapply attack up here. And especially given the fact that this monster won't stop moving, I will indeed just play my song without hitting him. Get away from me. I'm quite sure, and I believe this has been confirmed, I was under the impression that this was the case quite a long time ago, basically from the beginning of my monster hunting life, that when you play a hunting horn song, it does actually alert the monster to your being there. The monster will prioritize you as a target if you're playing the song, or playing a song with the hunting horn. I believe that's correct. And I think it neutralizes that if you've got sneak. But that could be an absolute, that could be an old wives' tale. So I really wouldn't know. There was a time in Monster Hunter when, and it's still somewhat the case now, there's a lot of shit that just goes around that is purported to be fact, but is actually not. And is, in actual fact, complete crap. May as well do some pounds here. I'm being pushed to the side by the movements of the Diablos. I need to sharpen and also play self-improvement. Hello. Encephalus. I don't like getting in close when I need to play self-improvement, because I don't feel like I am mobile enough to get out of the way of the monster if I'm at risk. Attack, deflection, prevention. Which is indeed useful for the horns, but I'm less than impressed by the fact that I was the target there. And for the face again. Going for those horns. And rightly so. Doesn't look like I'll be getting a KO, but I will continue to try. You cannot succeed if you've already failed by giving up. Hey Pablo. I'm doing well. I only got out of bed a short while ago, so my morning has been reasonable so far. It is raining outside. Well, someone here, some individual who shall go unnamed, does not seem too interested in breaking the horns, but that's another matter. The individual will go unnamed likely because it's not just one person but two people, both of which are shooting pierce guns. Again, my old motto is a Diablos hunt with only one horn broken or no horns broken is a waste of a hunt. But that's alright. For all I know, Phantom will never need anything from Diablos. Devil Joe is next. Rightio. And I guess I'll use Hunting Horn for that too. Why not? Sounds like fun to me. And there's 890. It'll feel nice to reach 900, I suppose, but... yeah, I should enjoy 900 while it lasts. It's going to be a weird feeling to play a Monster Hunter game and to not be able to rank up at all. Because once I hit 999, it's there is no ranking up to do beyond that point, and it is going to feel strange. I've never experienced that before. But that's alright. It just means that I'll play a little less, but I will continue to play. I will at that point prioritize 3 Ultimate. You know, I'd probably almost exclusively stream 3 Ultimate after that point. I don't think Hunting Horn has that strong of a learning curve. I think more than anything it stops people before they start to learn, more than anything else. So... once you take it upon yourself to give it a try, it doesn't take long to learn, but most people are repelled by the way in which it works. So they never give it a try. They never give it a chance. But it's good fun. Let's go for file. I do try my hardest for Exchanger, you can't deny that. Diligently searching for it every time. Alright, Devil Joe time. Well, that's mighty nice of you, Vernon. And quite frankly, that's good for Phantom anyway. You don't want to be a corner horner? I have Sneak on my Hunting Horn set in Freedom Unite. It's hilarious. It's a nice Hunting Horn set, honestly. I do enjoy it. But yeah, it's the ultimate corner horner sort of thing. I don't find Sneak to be that useful anyway, with a Hunting Horn. I feel like I get targeted almost as often. Why am I encoring? That's a terrible idea. Only barely made it there. Feels very strange fighting Devil Joe in this area, but I guess this is a key quest, so I would have done it before. I guess I do it so infrequently that I feel as if I've never done it before. Devil Joe goes to the beach. Sounds like a nice fan fiction. Who's he going to the beach with? Does anyone have a pairing for Devil Joe? Who would he look good with? I don't know. I don't want to know. Don't answer that question. It was rhetorical. It was to outline the fact that the internet needs help. You think, you know, Monster Hunter Erotica doesn't exist, and then you actually check and you realize, oh, not that I'm checked, I just know that it exists because there's no way it doesn't. In fact, no, I think, I recall very, very distinctly searching for Hallowed Gen Moran. And like it was something along the lines of Hallowed Gen Moran unlock requirements. And when I typed in Hallowed Gen Moran, the first option in the Google search predictive results was Halogen fanfiction. And I'm like, what? Why? Who's writing fanfiction about Halogen Moran? I mean, fanfiction is not automatically erotic, but that's what immediately comes to mind. Because I just can't trust the internet. And someone might have written perfectly clean fanfiction about Halogen Moran. But why it's like expected that that's what I'm searching, I've got no freaking idea. That's a bit weird. Did I play defense up? Oops, pressing all the wrong buttons. Stop with this behavior. Pressing all the wrong buttons. I did. I need to play attack up soon, and I will do so. Well, this is what I always felt, Beta. I always felt that the sneak skill neutralized the fact that monsters will come after you more frequently when playing the instrument. But I don't know, that's kind of a guess more than anything else. Hello, Exio. Exio, I will never not be astounded by how intensely you identify as Mexican despite not liking Mexicans. It's actually somewhat unhealthy, and I would reconsider your self-identity. It's very weird. And, I mean, not unhealthy necessarily, but it's... yeah. Anyway. I've never seen someone so obsessed with Mexicans that actually didn't like Mexicans. It's kind of... that's the moral of the story there. I don't think a live stream has gone by where you haven't made sure everyone knew you were Mexican. But anyway. Just gonna play Sonic Smash here because I believe Sonic Smash 3 does take a lot longer to charge up than Sonic Smash 2, which is what I'm used to. I only somewhat recently unlocked Sonic Smash 3. Can't remember from what quest, but that happened. I don't even know who Jammers is. Who is Jammers on my friends list? Apparently they're watching YouTube on their Switch. Why? I've got no idea. Apparently this person doesn't have a phone or a computer. So, whatever. There are all sorts of experiences in the world. And that's one of them. People watching YouTube on their Switch. Unique, to say the least. I'm sure some people do it. People, you know, maybe half my audience watches YouTube on their Switch and now they're like, what the fuck's the problem with that, Doomlink? What are you trying to suggest? I'm not really suggesting anything. But, or maybe I am. I'm not really, I'm just, you know, a little surprised, that's all. Oh dear. Stop limping around. Pablo, when it comes to hunting horn skills, the priority in my mind, and this is probably up for debate, but not for me, I think you'd have a hard time convincing me otherwise, but that would be attack up large, which is, I guess, how is it marked in this game? It ends up being attack 20% when encored, but traditionally speaking it was attack up large on the horn. But, oh no, it is written that way. Okay, it is written that way. So attack boost large is the most important skill with a hunting horn, because first and foremost, you have to realize that the hunting horn on its own doesn't deal much damage. It is a weapon with a poor motion value. So what that does, what having attack boost large does, is that it allows you to make up for your lacking damage by boosting the damage of the team. So if you've got a group of 4, generally speaking, that wouldn't just make up for your lack of damage, that would result in more damage than you would otherwise have by using a weapon that had good motion value, unless we're talking about a really, really optimized set. Maybe a really optimized set would end up being better, but if you've got good teammates as opposed to really shit teammates, then yeah, I feel that attack up large is your most important skill with a horn. That is the prerequisite for all horns that I forge. It is that they have attack boost large. So, well, what you say as nowadays, Exio, is not relevant at all to this discussion, but thank you for your input. It's not even what you would say as old hunting horn. I'm sickened by the insinuation that somehow anything that's not Rise is old hunting horn. So, because hunting horn had better not stay that way. And World Hunting Horn is the same, really, as all the other horns. It's easier to use because your song's always on the screen, but the concept is the same. The balance of Hunting Horn is the same in that the damage that it deals on its own is not that good. You instead seek better damage through your team members by supporting them to do their best. That is the nature of Hunting Horn. To make Hunting Horn a good weapon on its own is to throw that balance out the window, and ultimately to say, hey guys, we don't care about balancing Monster Hunter anymore, and we're not even going to try to hide it. That's basically Capcom at this point. But I don't want to get into that discussion, because Capcom has long since given up on retaining any dignity that the series once had. So, there you go. Yeah, Pablo, generally, that is the best way to do it. You've got alternatives. I would say that your alternative to making attack-up horns would be no stamina loss horns. The thing is with no stamina loss horns is that they're very situational in the sense that some team members will be able to benefit hugely from no stamina loss, and others not so much. But if you've got a team of people running dual blades or something like that, or you know, something else that's very stamina reliant, that's going to be hugely helpful to them. It's good to let them know first though, because they might end up popping a Mega Dash juice anyway, and it would ultimately not help them, but yeah, also hearing protection is good, but that's also situational. You know, sometimes you've got people who Valor block or Valor counter roars anyway, and also run high-grade earplugs. So the point is, and I've mentioned this in the past, attack boost large is going to be helpful irrespective of what team you have. Even if the team has shit weaponry, at the end of the day you're boosting their damage. You know, everyone will always be able to take advantage of attack boost, and your horn is always going to be a little weaker than your average weapon because of the fact that it boosts the effectiveness of the team. So what is most truly in balance, in my view, is to focus on attack boost L. I feel like that is the whole purpose of the hunting horn. That's what makes sense to me. We are doing Tigrex, so I will run Thunder Hunting Horn. I can only tell you so much about Hunting Horn. I'm sure there are a lot of subtle things about Hunting Horn that can be learned, but you would have to approach a person who mains Hunting Horn. I don't main it. I'm sure there are things that I haven't picked up with Hunting Horn yet that they would know and understand quite intimately, but I can say at the very least that I feel like I don't have too much more to learn with Hunting Horn. I'm pretty comfortable with it. I became mostly comfortable with it in Portable Third, and it's basically unchanged from Portable Third until this point. Well, I guess Capcom are lucky, aren't they? Lucky that they had a game to save Rise's arse. That's so funny that they actually fucked up Rise so hard. So hard. That Stories 2 is getting more attention. I find that to be hilarious. Hilarious. Bitterly hilarious, though. The kind of laughter that It doesn't originate from feelings of pleasure. More like feelings of, God, I hate you, Capcom. That sort of thing. I feel sorry for those fucking people who continue to play Rise as content creators. I actually feel sorry for them. If they genuinely enjoy the experience, then I feel sorry for them. If they feel that they have to record that game, otherwise their audience won't be impressed, then I also feel quite sorry for them. So, yeah. Everyone's free to be... I don't know. I won't say that. Everyone's free to like what they like. That's a good head opportunity. I suppose, given this opportunity, I'll have to commit to a KO, which I'm quite content to do in the end. I won't go for a follow-up head attack because I've decided not to get hit. Oops. Was too busy reading the chat. I have to keep on my KO output here. Going to prioritize that over actually playing defense up. Should be able to get the KO after this. Oh, fuck off with your behavior. Yeah, I should be able to get the KO after this mount. Oh, yeah, first hit. I was expecting something like that. Because of how soon that KO came, it ruined Vernon's Moonbreaker, which was a shame. It's called Moonbreaker, isn't it? I think so. I think I'm remembering that right. Something about moons and stuff like that. Alright, let's go for defense up. Whoops, wrong note, Doomlink. Defense up is a low priority, honestly. I just do it because, you know, it's something to play in the end. Yes, defense up is helpful, but it's not as imperative as attack up is. If I'm not playing attack up, then I'm really fucking up the hunting horn process. Oh, here we go again. Unfortunately, I don't have attack up in effect right now, so we're not getting the full effectiveness of this paralysis, consequently. Oh, I just managed to get caught by that. Stick around, guys. Got some attack up for you. Hey, potato. Don't feel bad, Juvenator. Just laugh at them. Just fucking laugh at them. I feel bad for the people who didn't want it to go in that direction, but I don't feel bad for the people who made the executive decision to have Rise be the way it was, and then only to have it blow up in their face. I feel sorry for the people who actually have passion and didn't ultimately want it to be that way. I'm out of self-improvement. Yeah, character creation hasn't really changed too much in Monster Hunter. It's always been fairly involved. Do Sonic Smash. Hopefully I can get it all out. Nope. I missed the actual most damaging attack, which sounds about right. Thank you for that, Tigrex. Or perhaps I shouldn't blame myself for that. It seemed like a good time to do it, but I suppose there would have been a better opportunity, given that I failed to get it all out. Well, I got it all out, just not on target. As you can see, movement speed up definitely helps when you're going up against a monster that you're constantly having to chase after, ultimately. Oh, you managed to catch me there. You saw that I actually turned around to close the distance again, but... oh well. I miscalculated the distance from him. Or my distance from him at the end of the day. Whoa. And there's another mount. And I will be aiming for the vase. Not in pursuit of a KO, but rather just to deal good damage. Oh, this is going to be a dead Tigrex. I'm surprised that the thing's lasted this long, to be completely honest. There you go. That was almost a recital kill there. That would have been pretty cool. Recital damage is pretty good. It's their way of incentivizing you to play your music while hunting. Recital damage is pretty good. So that definitely would have contributed, but I feel like that took too long. All things considered. Nice work, Pablo. Always bring new people into the series where you can. I've been trying to do that for a decade now, and I have for the most part failed. But I did get one guy, a good friend of mine, into it. It's just he doesn't have much time to play it. We spend our free time watching anime together, rather than playing Monster Hunter, which is regrettable, but every now and again he'll just be like, let's play some Monster Hunter. And I'll be like, yeah, okay. And we'll do that, but it usually comes like once every few months or so. But he remains interested in it, he just doesn't have the time to play games, unfortunately. Rajang is next. Very well. Not the best for HRP, all this, but that's alright. I'm going to change to something else. The reason why is because I've already used that ugly ice hunting horn in this recording, so let's move on to, I don't know, greatsword or something. Let's go blunt greatsword. And Elder Frost. Elder Frost Great Tusk. Good fun. Well, I failed in several endeavours to get people into the series. I'd say that I largely failed with the guy who kicked Gaijin Hunter. He doesn't really play anymore, but he loses interest. I don't think that... There are certain people who don't have the right mindset for Monster Hunter. People who, you know, get to HR break and then don't have a reason to play anymore shouldn't play Monster Hunter. It's not to say that they don't have a right to play it. It just means that I don't think that they're spending their time sensibly. I think that if that's it for you, then you'd probably be better off spending your time in a different game, because for me, that's only the beginning. It's all about character building. If you don't want to build your character as much as you possibly can, then I feel like the game's not for you. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know why you'd spend so much time grinding stuff only to stop once you HR broke, because you felt like there was nothing else to do. It's like, oh, well, I HR broke. It just goes to show it's all about the perception of objective. Oh, well, I've killed the final boss, so I guess there's nothing else to do. It's not true at all. And again, you need to have the right mindset for Monster Hunter, I think. And the friend that I mentioned that I got into it successfully has the correct mindset. He always wants to continue playing. He's like, oh, what should we work on next? Sword and shields, long swords? He's like ready to go. He wants to make all elements for all weapon types, and it's great. Like, he has the right mindset. That's the way you do it. And then once you're done with that, you look for other things to make, different ways to enjoy the game. That's the experience. And the first person that I tried to get into Monster Hunter was the guy that I got into the Souls series back in 2012. I got him into the Souls series with Demon Souls and the first Dark Souls. This was obviously before Dark Souls 2 came out. And I got him to play the 3 Ultimate demo because he had a Wii U. He picked up a Wii U in 2014, I think. I don't think he got it the year it released. But he actually got it, I think, for his nephew. I'm pretty sure it wasn't his. I think it was bought for his nephew. But he went and played 3 Ultimate on it. And I think his nephew was playing Wind Waker HD or something. On my recommendation, of course. And I tried my best to get him into Zelda as well. And he was interested in Zelda, I guess. I got him to, get Majora's Mask on Virtual Console. In fact, the reason why I have Majora's Mask on my current Wii is because it's his Wii. All the Virtual Console stuff he has is, well, not all of it, but some of it is the stuff that I was asking him to get for himself so he could play. So, but I don't play Majora's Mask on Wii Virtual Console. But, yeah, he played the demo for 3 Ultimate and he just wasn't into it. It didn't grab him. I thought it would because he was into Souls. He thought Souls was the best game series he'd ever played, which was a big thing coming from him because he played so many games, but Monster Hunter didn't grab him, so I left it there. I wasn't going to pursue it. Because I think, if Monster Hunter is right for you, you know it's right for you. You don't really need to be... You don't need to force yourself to like it. It has a sort of hold over you. If it's for you. There goes Phantom. Oh. Trying to work out where you're rolling. I don't know who he was targeting there. I don't even think Rajang knew who he was targeting there. Yeah, blunt greatsword. That's the way we're doing it. Elemental blunt weaponry is good fun. I'm enjoying it a lot. I'll tell you what, I'm not used to being able to greatsword a Rajang with 4th gen greatsword functionality. I'm used to using that super basic 2nd gen greatsword functionality, which ends up being better than 1st gen, obviously, but Rajang's not in 1st gen, so I've never experienced that. And that's probably for the better. Oh, fuck you, man. That was uncalled for. It's not just the charm, Pablo, it's what they expect of you. It's funny how Monster Hunter and Souls are very similar in the way that if you don't want to deal with the game's crap, if you don't want to deal with what the game asks for you, then too bad. You've got this, it gives you this sense of, well, I'm not going anywhere, and if you don't want to play me, then tough. Like, go for it. Do something else with your time. That's sort of what those games do, but something about Monster Hunter, I'd say it's a lot less forgiving than Souls. Maybe there's more logic to Souls, I don't know. That could be what it is. Maybe Monster Hunter comes off as a little bit illogical when you're first getting into it. Because when I started in Freedom Unite, I didn't know my head from my arsehole. It was a very confusing experience. And some people don't want to deal with that. So, and that's fine. That's actually fine. But I do think it's a shame when people are willing to deal with that, but then ultimately don't have the right attitude to fully enjoy Monster. I probably should have done the full combo there. Yeah, I never did play Shadow of the Colossus. I wouldn't be opposed to playing it. Trying to see where you are. Okay, there you go. Someone's poisoned old Raja. Good timing for Moonbreaker. My damage, by the way, is 434 with 20 Ice Element. Indeed, Elder Frost is designed for Bludgeoner. Yeah, emulating Portable Third on PC looks really, really good. And I've talked about this, I don't really enjoy emulating as much as I enjoy playing on the original system for video games, but the exception to that is handheld systems, because generally the handheld experience is not a good experience. It's usually a compromise because you have portability. So for example, playing Monster Hunter on the PSP is not comfortable. I find it comfortable because I got used to it, it's what I started with. And so like if you put a PSP in front of me and made me play Monster Hunter on it right now, it would fit me like a glove because I'm very used to it. But it's not comfortable. It's just not a comfortable experience. So, therefore, emulating that makes a lot more sense. Because you can play with a controller. And it looks better. So, yeah. There's no reason to play on a PSP in my opinion. Unless you really are such a purist that you want the original experience. I mean, I understand that. Maybe you didn't get a chance to play the games when they were new, and so you want to have that experience. That's fine. I think that's fine. But unless you look at it from that perspective, I don't see why you would bother playing on a PSP these days. There's just no fucking reason to it. It's not in any way a superior experience. You just got fucking destroyed. That Blango took a lightning ball to the back of the head. And just as well, I was feeling like that Blango needed it. I don't like monkeys. Either in-game or outside of the game. I'm not a monkey kind of person. Never have been, never will be. What the hell was that? I did press what would be the X button to charge my greatsword and it just ignored it. It was like, nope. Must have been just slightly flinched by something. It didn't look like it, but anyway. Yes, it's the button customization on a controller. Being able to use that right analog stick to move the camera. The claw is just not comfortable at all. It never was comfortable. No one ever did the claw and was like, yeah, this is fine. But you just put up with it. That's what it was. You didn't have to use the claw. You were able to, I mean, you could have just pressed the L button to constantly, you know, essentially what you did in, you know, the N64 games, or for example, Z targeting in the Nintendo 64 Zelda games, where, you know, you always change the camera direction by pointing your physical character in the direction you want your camera to go, and then you press a button to snap the camera in that direction. That's basically how you could have done it in old Monster Hunter. First and second gen. Oh, well, that's one way to do it. It's funny how I didn't take damage there, because technically the quest was over by the time damage was dealt to me. It's a cool way to detonate bombs, though. There we go. Enunciating with Doomlink. But yeah, you didn't have to do that. But Claw was the way in which you had full control over your camera. If you wanted to use the... You can even do it now. It's this here. Pressing L snaps your camera in the direction of where you're facing. This was always an option for you in the PSP games, and I know of people who did this, but you just don't have as much control, because obviously you are required to face in the direction where you want to turn yourself. But you might not want to do that. I can do the claw right now. I'm doing it with the D-pad, so claw is comfortable, and I have to continue doing claw when I play PS2 Monster Hunter, because, again, the right analog stick does not give you camera controls. It is instead what you use to attack. It's a bit ridiculous, but yeah, so claw is not dead for me. I'm kind of having to use claw whenever I play first gen, but with a controller that really shouldn't require it, but anyway. Next is Glavenus and Gravios. So water. And you know what? I'm going to stick with Blunt Elemental Greatsword, because one of the best blunt weapons that I have is this right here. This thing is a fucking beast. Because look at it, it's basically, I guess you could say the negative affinity is bad, but yeah, this bestial weapon sitting at 45 element with 360 damage before, you know, Power Charm and Power Talon, and the damage boost from Bludgeoner. Plus you can also eat for attack up large with your food. I mean, the amount of damage you can get with this thing is crazy. It's great. There's Exchanger. Gimme. A very long engravement. Hey Ron Money. Good to see you. But yeah, I'll do about 2 hours today, so I'm about halfway through now. I'd do longer probably, but I don't really have the time. I regret to inform you. No, you didn't hear 3. I would not be able to stream for 3 hours, even if I wanted to. I have things to do. Ooh. Portable Third has unfortunately fallen out of favour with traditional hunters. It's a real shame. It's a real shame, and it frustrates me. It will never not frustrate me. I'm so dead sick of first and second gen players shitting on that game. I'm so sick of it. Those poor misguided souls, who in my opinion do not understand what makes a Monster Hunter game. They think that by having a game just be so rough around the edges that you're fighting the mechanics more than you're fighting the monster, that somehow once they start to clean things up a bit, you've got a worse Monster Hunter game. Now, part of that is present in, you know, 4th gen to 5th gen, you know, yes, some things were cleaned up, but I mean, that's, at some point, you have to realize the difference between something that's actually janky and something that's stylistically rigid. You know, there is a styled Monster Hunter that was lost in the transfer from 4th to 5th gen. They went too far, you know, at some point they had to realize, okay, there is a style to this game and we can't walk away from that. And they walked away from it. But, you know, 2nd gen to 3rd gen is not, like, the spirit of Monster Hunter is there, 100%. 100%. But what happens is people get so used to the way they played in 1st and 2nd gen that they don't feel challenged anymore by the game. They don't feel challenged by Portable Third because the monsters move sensibly. Like, they don't just randomly run out of nowhere. They just randomly run at you, and oh, whoops, that was really bad positioning on my part. This is a baby Glavenus, by the way. But yeah, I don't even want to get into that subject. It fucking pisses me off when people want to give Portable Third shit for being such an easy game. I'm so sick of that. It's fun. It's a fun game. It is monster. There's a lot to enjoy. But whatever, I can't control people's opinions. That's the thing, it's not like someone can sit there and pick Portable Third apart, because there's nothing to pick apart. All they say is, oh, it's too easy. Ew, game too easy. That's what they say. They've got nothing else to say. So... and there you go. In terms of damage dealt right now, I'm dealing 423 with 45 water. Which is very good. Lovely damage. Oh, nice work. It is very satisfying to flinch a Glavenus midair. It's probably the third time on camera I've done that. Well, it's not like I personally did that, but what I should say is it's the third time that I've been able to catch that on camera. He's such a baby, look at him. Not that he's acting in a juvenile manner, I just mean that he's tiny. Find the opportunity to use Moonbreaker, such as now. I didn't want to aim for the head because I didn't want to end up off target because, you know, you move a little bit when doing Moonbreaker. Oh, these guys are hunting Ravios. That was not what I was looking for there. I hate that turn that he does, where he snaps his jaws. It is designed to do exactly what just happened there. I was hoping to not get hit by that, but the base of the tail got me in the end. Thought that was a big knockdown. Was not. Lag compensation hopefully dealt damage on the tail there. I'm not in a good spot. Oh no, I am. If you're close, it's fine. If you're far away, then you're fucked. Because you'll get hit by the edge of the tail. So in certain situations, the base of the tail can hit you, but not in all situations. That's a good flinch right there. Just gonna climb up on here and aim for that face. I think he ended up backtracking to where he started, which is a bit strange, but I suppose he likes it here. It's nice and warm. Oh, I see, he's hungry. That's the reason why he does that. Instead of going and eating a fresh Apsaros, he goes and eats a rotting corpse instead. I don't know why. I shouldn't say corpse. Carcass or carrion would be the ideal terminology. Corpse is usually reserved for Homo erectus. Or whatever the hell. No, Homo erectus is the... We're Homo sapien. Homo erectus is a bit older. Bit older. But we do stand erect, having said that. So it would be suitably descriptive. Alright, can you hit me? Thank you very much. Well, actually that's not good because he's too far away. That's actually really bad. I basically completely ruined my opportunity there. Managed to hit the tail there a little bit. Break number 1 on the tail. As you can see, the nature of Greatsword is a balance between charging and not charging. You get some people who are new to Greatsword, and I see them all the time, who just don't want to go for a charge at all, because they don't think they're going to be able to get it off, but you see, in not charging, they're just dealing no fucking damage. The idea is to identify when you can get away with a charge and when you can't. This is the thing, you need to be balanced in your approach. If you never charge, you'll never deal good damage. If you only go for the best charge, you'll never get it off, or at least not consistently. The idea is to get away with what you can get away with, and then, as a result, have the best possible DPS with the weapon. Because if you're, you know, it doesn't matter if you're always going for level 3 charges, if you almost never get it off, you're not going to make up for your lacking DPS by succeeding to get it some of the time. And there we go. Nicely done. Go and calm the Gravios. Seeing as though he's already concluded his death animation. But I understand why some people don't charge their greatswords when they're just getting into it for the first time. I was the same. I didn't really use greatsword in Freedom Unite, so the first time I properly picked up a greatsword was in Monster Hunter Tri, and I was fighting a Great Jaggy. I started Tri and felt rather emboldened by the fact that I had played a Monster Hunter before, and I thought, well, I've got a baseline of skill to work on here, so let's try something new. And I tried Greatsword, and I was fighting a Great Jaggy with the Greatsword, and it didn't feel right to go for Greatsword charges, because, you know, Great Jaggy moved around a lot, and so I just wasn't really charging my Greatsword, and it took forever. The hunt took forever, because I wasn't charging my Greatsword, and so I realized you can't play like that. You just can't not charge your Greatsword. You're just not doing any damage. So it's fine to do non-charged attacks just to keep hitting the monster as much as you can, but yeah, that's the balance. That's the way it has to be done. You have to go for charges when you can. And that's what it is about Greatsword that is such a strong learning curve. It's learning when you can get away with it. Agnoctor and Duramboros? What? I didn't know there was such a quest. What a strange combination. That's very weird. Anyway, might use Rapid Element. Water on Agnoctor and fire on Duramboros. Yeah, I'd forgotten about this. Oh, it's an arena quest. That makes more sense, because I was wondering what environment it would be in. It wouldn't have been the Volcanic Hollow, because I've never seen Duramboros in the Volcanic Hollow. So, that makes sense that it's in the arena. Well, I do have Exchanger with Unlucky Cat if necessary. If that's my only option, I'll take it. A gourmet voucher has already been used, so I don't have to worry about not getting it. Yeah, I guess I'll go and take Unlucky Count. I can live with that. At the expense of my character's stomach, as you can see. Alright. Running low on Mega Potions, I might go and combine some. I've got a lot of honey at the moment. I've been trading. Well, thanks for the follow, Slentara. I don't know if you're still watching, but I apologize for not noticing sooner. I should go and purchase some drinks. That should be done. And I still need to purchase my shot, not purchase, but rather withdraw my shots from storage. We want water and flaming. Off we go. I might steal a... no, there is no max potion in here. Normally I wouldn't steal a max potion, but you know. I was thinking of doing. That's fine, I'll just use these first aid med pluses. Alright, and I don't know what we'll be hunting first, so I'll wait to load the appropriate shot. And I can see what's happened here. I will... the Phantom can go over to Vernon's side, and... well, what we should do is all go over here, at least to get one of them over. Okay, it's looking like... just make sure that I cross the threshold before you do the fence switch. Be careful, you might not get him. Or you would get him if you hit it now. Nice work. Wait, is Agnoktor... okay, good, he's still on this side. And yes, for anyone wondering, Agnoktor cannot burrow to the other side of that. So... well, yeah, smoke bombs... the whole reason behind the fence switch is to make it so that people aren't required to use smoke bombs. Capcom looked at that and thought, oh, that's not intuitive enough or something. That would have been their thought process. So they just made it a function of the arena to separate the monsters. Which is fine, because in the end, there is a bit of strategy that needs to be employed to succeed in that anyway. It's not like you can just separate them automatically. You have to time it properly and get everyone on the team to be in the right place. And yeah, it's not that simple, in other words. Yeah, go for it. It's very satisfying to shoot water shots on an Agnoktor. I hate the way you charge forwards, I really do. He always goes in the opposite direction to where you're expecting, but that time it didn't look like he was doing it, but he was. He bloody well was. Oh, he's going to hit me with that. Oh, he almost hit me with the tail. Hopefully I'm out of range of this thing. I'm not going to take my chances. Nice work on that fence switch. Very nicely done. Trying to get that chest if I can. Oh! Shut up, Durandus. What the hell? I don't think I've ever seen an Agnaktor shoot his beam rotationally so many times. Alright, you're actually getting on my nerves, Durandus. I've got a fight on my hands here. I don't have time to be flinched by your bloody roar. I have no interest in that. Good flinch. So here's the problem. DPS goes down when you have to wait for him to do this crap. Like, look at this. I can't do anything here. I just have to avoid him. I have to wait until he's ready to come out. Well, I wish that would have come sooner. I should be out of range of that. Well, not so much out of range, but not within his effective range. But even though, whatever. There's quite a bit of width to that attack, by the way. As you would imagine. I don't know why you would be multitasking 3 games while watching a live stream beta, but... if that's what keeps you going. Oh. 3 things. Fair enough. I do like the head opportunity that he gives me by doing that. And we broke the beak. Head, beak, doesn't matter. Same meaning, same thing, but different. Oh, 2 games and 1 live stream, okay. Well, given that Pokemon's turn-based, I guess you can take time away from that when necessary. Probably shouldn't have reloaded there. For this reason. I was almost punished with... well, I was punished in the end. I'm in this situation now precisely because I made the decision to reload when I did. It was a dumb decision and I knew it the moment I did it. Probably slightly before even. Okay, our Agnaktor is dead, so... I'll just carve and then Farcast. And again, when you're able to rapid fire an elemental shot, it just lasts for so long. It's great. I'll heal on up just before I start. I would imagine that Duramboros is quite close to death himself. Looks like Autonomic doesn't have a Farcaster. You should always bring a Farcaster because you never know when you're going to be pulled away from the game. It's good to have that, that option. And then also you can use it in situations such as these. Autonomic basically sacrificed himself to flinch Duramboros during that spin. We'll say sacrificed health rather than sacrificed himself. Nicely done. We must be getting close. Given the types of quests that we're doing right now, I would say that would be the last one, or second to last, before Adalkar. I'm hoping so. I'm hoping so. Oh dear. Now that I notice, the size of those flames, well, it'd be pretty toasty, let me put it that way. Ew. If you say so, Exia. If you want to be that guy, using a prowler. Ugh. Oh. If hands are cramping. Okay. Radio. Well, what shall we do then? I guess Autonomic can post something. If Juvenator is watching, then maybe he can join. If Phantom is rotating out. Here we go. Good old funk holster. Don't want to forget that. I'm guessing Phantom has given the fact that Phantom talked to that woman, and now he's talking to the quest giver, I'm guessing she has Adalkar. I'd say that would be a good guess. I will, in the meantime, check for Exchanger, which I have, with Unlucky Cat again. But I can live with that, I can make these sorts of sacrifices. And it looks like the sacrifice will need to be made. I don't know how you do it, Vernon. I wouldn't be able to. Fuck that. Anyway, I don't know if... I guess Juvenator's not watching at the moment. Not sure. Marshland Fandango. Well, I don't mind doing this because while we did have a quest that included a Gravios before, I wasn't hunting it, so this will be quite fine. I will continue with Libogan. Enemoth has joined. Put you away and top up water. That'd be good. Did I end up eating? I should have, right? Yes. Just making sure. We don't need any surprises. Alrighty. Did you end up making this bowgun, Vernon? I know you were working towards it, but I don't recall if you ended up completing it. Okay. Oh. Venomoth is looking rather fashionable, particularly from behind. Anyway. I do regret that I didn't make a female character for this game of all games. Like, this is the transmog game, but whatever. I'm not deeply regretful of that, but of all the games, this would be the one. I have a female character in Portable Third, for Ultimate, World, and Generations. You see, you're able to change name, gender, and appearance when you transfer your character from Generations to Generations Ultimate, and that's what I did. So, yeah, I chose not to stick with a female character for one reason or another. I don't know, I just felt like being a male. But, yeah. I go back and forth. I have Pierce Water level 2 at the ready. Actually, maybe I should start with Pierce Water. No, I'll start with Pierce Water level 2. I'm not indecisive, I swear. God, spawned inside of the monster. Interesting view. I've seen things that not even Gravios has seen of himself. He has been laid bare to me. That stupid little walk forward that he does just to clearly say, I want to swing my tail now. I do very much love this gun. I always say it. But of all of my elemental light bow guns, this is probably my favourite. It's just so damn good. I think particularly because it rapid fires Pierce Water level 1. Because it rapid fires Pierce Water level 1, it just lasts forever. Wow. That happened because the laser came much sooner than I was expecting. I had Bullet Geyser at the ready, and I was watching to see when it was going to swing across my character, but it came way too fast. I was not expecting it to be that quick. That's pretty bad. Whatever. Again, sometimes watching to see when to do something is worse than just instinctively pressing the button, and yeah, watching it this time was not good. That did not work in my favor, not even remotely. it was very interesting how they, in 2nd gen, redesigned Gravios. Well, not really redesigned, but made it so that you couldn't quite so easily gun him. Because in 1st gen, he had a unidirectional laser beam, and that was it. That was his ranged capability. I was going to say that were his ranged capabilities, but I mean, that would work too. But anyway, as of 2nd gen, he developed that horizontal beam where he swings it across the area in front of him. And what the fuck was that? How did he target me so accurately yet still miss me? Anyway, yeah, so it was interesting to see that. Because it makes it much harder to gun when he does stuff like that. Gunning in Gravios in 1st gen is an absolute... Well, I wouldn't say a snooze. You could say it's a snooze, but it's very easy, we'll say. You could have a snooze and probably still succeed. Very, very easy. Where is he gone? I don't even know where he digs. I guess he went, yeah, no doubt went that way. Don't know where else he'd go. Gravio says, "Oh." That's what it sounds like. Whenever he limps, it sounds like he's actually going, ow, ow. I feel bad for him, almost. If he weren't so fucking insufferable, I would feel bad for him. You know what it is? I think his hyperform actually swings that beam faster than his standard form. He begins it much more slowly, because that's the hyper thing. Like, when the hyper monster is about to do their heavy damage attack, they slowly lead into it. But I think they sped up the sweeping motion for the hyperform once it is actually engaged or begun. And that was pretty rough. So one of the Hunsterverse streamers that I was familiar with, whose name is It's Banes, turns out he streams 3 Ultimate. And I was like, oh, okay, he streams 3 Ultimate, I'll check that out. Maybe we could even play together, that'd be great. And then I checked and it was emulated 3 Ultimate on the 3DS, and I checked the game and I'm like, it looks like a cartoon version of 3 Ultimate. It's disgusting. It's fucking disgusting. I don't know if I want to. I mean, I'll have to. If the servers on the Wii U shut down, I'll have to move to the 3DS version, probably, but holy shit. The heads-up display looks like a fucking cartoon. It's just bad. I don't know what they were thinking. The clock is actually the most pathetic looking thing I've ever seen. The clock looks like... I'm not even going to say what it looks like because it would be politically incorrect, but it looks demented. It's really fucking... I can't believe what they decided to do with that game visually on the 3DS. It looks like a dog's shart. It's completely not okay. So that was actually a nasty shock to see that. You know, here I am expecting to see some familiar 3 Ultimate. You know, I'm expecting the 3 Ultimate that I know and appreciate, and then I see the 3DS version and I'm like, oh! I nearly hurled. My dinner was nearly on my lap. But, yeah, aside from that, well, no, there's nothing else to say aside from that, come to think of it. Doesn't look like there's any exchanges today, and I think it's Soulseer time. I guess I'll get Lucky Cat, why not? Which one is it? I hope it's not G3, otherwise I would have eaten for insurance, but I suppose you would have eaten for insurance if it was G3. Let's have a look. G2. Oh, fuck me. What an awful quest. This is awful. I suppose you haven't done this yet. Yeah. Well, it's fun. Fucking hell. Okay, hammer, I guess. Fuck me. Let's use raw hammer. I could either use this. Well, let's use this for a change, shall we? I haven't used Garuga hammer on camera ever, I don't think. Let's do it. I assumed so. Anyway. What am I doing with myself? Am I appropriately organized? I suppose so. I suppose so. Off we go. More whiskey. I would like to use hammer more. It's just that I don't find myself feeling like using hammer. I only sort of feel like using it now. There's something about it is I don't like having to be focused on the head. It's not the sort of gameplay that I enjoy. I don't know why. Where are the monsters? I don't even know where they are. I don't even know what's here. I guess Glavenus on the beach is what's happening over there. Yeah, I don't like being magnetized to the head of a monster. I do, well, I appreciate it enough to be able to use hammer. Oh, fuck off, man. I can use hammer and enjoy myself, it's just I am not always in the mood to do that, if you understand. It's a very mood-based style of play. I'm not always in the mood, if you understand. I wasn't taking any chances there. In this case, well, I was going to go for a triple pound with the hope of getting it on the face, but I was only partially correct in his movements there. Sorry if I hit you there, and a morph, and I did not. Let's go for... I actually wanted to reposition there a little bit. I was going for a goal swing on the turnaround, but I hadn't positioned myself properly. I don't know if I... Anyway, doesn't matter. Good flinch. Whoever did that, I'm going to end you. That was Autonomic. Communicate to Autonomic that I'm going to end him for flinching me out of my my hammer charge. Alright, get me on the turnaround, baby. Oh no, he's going to fucking stand there. Okay. Thanks, man. This is why hammer's so stressful. Yeah, this hammer is a mainstay for sure. I mean, this is an old one. It's been in the series from the beginning, basically. Oh, I didn't mean to roll in that direction. It's funny, if you perform an action too soon after... Like, if you chain one action out of another, you can't move before performing the action. My intention was to move before performing the action, but I did it too soon, so I wasn't able to. The movement, in this case, was repositioning, and I failed to do that. Do it again then. Go for the fucking slam, seeing as though you're giving me the time to do it. Let's see what I can do here. Let's go for a triple pan. I was expecting him to get up before then, that's why I was expecting the golf swing to connect. Had he picked himself up off the fucking ground faster, then that would have worked, but he was down for a while. You can see that I'm out of practice with hammer. Like, I can't hammer like I used to. I'm missing most of what I intend to do. Which is a shame, but it is what it is. That's what happens when you're almost never in the mood to use hammer. You lose the skill. I'm doing pretty good at hitting the fucking front arms, but not so much the head. Oh, he's going that way. That's interesting. Very well. Hello, Hossein. I don't know if he's gone up the top there or if he's gone this way. Well, let's find out. Fuck me, he probably went up top. Yeah, he did. I don't know if it would be faster to climb the vines. Probably. I mean, I'm already here, so I suppose it would be faster to do this. I should have consumed a Psycho Serum. If I'm not sure, it would save time if I just consumed a Psycho Serum and found out immediately. Then I would have been going in this direction from the beginning. In the case of Autonomic and Enemoth, they're fucking lost. They don't know where they're going. They're on the fast track to nowhere. So, good on them. Upswing on the face here. Which hopefully dealt KO damage of some description. By way of lag compensation. Autonomic and Enemoth are taking a tour of the map currently. They're sightseeing. It was all intended, you see. Don't know if that was my flinch or what. Sort of looked like it, didn't it? I still haven't achieved a KO somehow. I don't know how, but yeah. Unless I have achieved a KO and I haven't noticed it yet. Or didn't notice it when it procced or whatever you'd call that. I should be out of range. Nope, I'm not. Great. Who's got the fucking patience for this? Not me. Why is this one hunt taking so fucking long? This is a Soul Seer hunt, guys. I just realized this is a Soul Seer hunt and we're still hunting the Glavenus. This is terrible. What a shit quest. Fucking hell. What a miserable state of affairs. I'm not going to consume another Psycho Serum. This is terrible. Oh, what a terrible quest. I don't know where he's going. Maybe he went this way? I don't know. I actually don't know. Enemoth and Autonomic seem attached at the hips, so... Okay, I think they've got the right idea. Fuck this quest, man. Who's got time for this? I bloody well don't. Alright, I'll just do Spinning Meteor on the tail, which is mostly off target. Not what I intended. It wasn't even close to being what I intended. And that's a dead Glaive Anus. Do I start with purple with this weapon? I don't even remember. No, I don't. Well, may as well sharpen up. And now for Astalos, who spawns here, so this works out fine. I don't know what Vernon's doing, but that's only going to slow down this miserable quest further. Vernon's leeching. Go for the upswing on you, my dear. That was a good shot, actually, because she flew out of the field of vision of my my camera perspective. So the way it looked was, it looked like she went higher in the air than she actually did, based on the camera angle, which was pretty funny. I don't know where he comes down, but he'll be here. He should be. Oh, he's all the way over there. Autonomic, no doubt, expecting that I know where he drops, which I sadly don't. Ow. No. I don't want any part of that. I remember this quest now. I remember having to do Solcia G2. What a fucking shit class. The problem with it, it's not a matter of difficulty, it's a matter of it being a time-consuming process. It's not fun. I don't enjoy long quests. I don't think they should be removed from the game or from the series, but I'm just not a fan. There's a fine line between a quest that takes too long and a quest that's over too fast. It's, you know, I'd say about 15 minutes is good for a long quest, but as soon as you, well, not even 15 minutes. See, like, we're 10 minutes in, we're only one out of 3 monsters through. Hey, Arexion. Great. He's got bombed. Basically. Dive bombed, we could say. Or just bombed works too. And just to add further insult to injury, Vernon is AFK. Which is just a delight. Oh, managed to get out of the way of that. Give me the golf swing, baby. Well, it worked as far as knocking him down, but I wanted to hit the head. If you notice, I do have impact press, but I never use it. I don't know what's going on with impact press for me. Sometimes I think it's good, sometimes I think it's not so good. I don't really know what's going on with that. How long does it take for you to get on the ground? See, I was thinking that I was going to be super pounding on his face as he came down, but it's not the case at all. Why did I use a hammer? This is only making this quest more insufferable. I'm hoping Autonomic's got the ammunition for this quest, that's all I can say. Of course you'd hit the wingtip. Oh my goodness. So this time I'll actually get Spinning Meteor on target. If I can manage that. I don't know what I'm doing with Astalos with this hammer, I'll tell you what. It's not a good day for me. Get him in a fucking trap. Or is it worth it? No, I'll probably save the trapping for... Can you desist at once? I will save my traps for Solcia, because I'd rather that be the fast hunt, to be completely honest. Can you fuck off? No. And now we get to chase up. Goodness me. Goodness me. Endemoth is taking his chances in that direction. He's going to quickly find that he has made the wrong decision. No, didn't need a follow-up. Of course, if you make contact with a solid object such as the wall, here's a good speed meteor opportunity. If you make contact with the wall after being thrown like that, you end up with a 100% chance of being stunned, and it sucks. Speaking of things that suck, Endemoth decided to take the long way to get here, and consequently he's not able to make use of the KO, but the monster's dead, so just as well. That's fine, Vernon. You're such a leech, huh? Okay. And now for Solcia. I don't remember where Solcia starts. Do not remember. My guess is that it would be in one of the grey areas, but I don't know which one, so... I've done this quest in the past, but obviously it was such a fucking miserable experience. Not miserable, but so profoundly boring that I must have blocked it out. So, I don't really remember. Oh, it's on the island, I think. I think it's on the island. Yeah, Autonomic's heading that way. I'm pretty sure it's on the island. Are we right? Yeah, we're right. Where the fuck did he come from? Did he just materialize, or did he come out of the water? I actually didn't see. Once everyone's here, I'll drop down a pitfall. Good knockdown. Just focusing on my combo here. I will pitfall once it's comfortable to do. Once it's comfortable to do so, I will life powder here, and at the expense of my health, indeed. What a fucking joke! I made contact with the wall, so I'm stunned. This is some fucking garbage right here. I'm just going to max potion, I think, just to save my healing wares. And I'll go and get a pitfall trap on the deck. Who's got time for a quest like this? I fucking don't.
Hey guys. The Deviant quest system is already insufferable, so how about we make it so that the individual quest takes a long time to complete because we've got 3 monsters to kill?
That's, you know, whatever smart guy at Capcom came up with the decision to have Deviant quests. Meanwhile, half the community eats it up for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Yum. I love Deviant quests. Almost as much as I loved guild quests. Like, fuck off. Spare me. That's a good paralysis timing. And if we can get a KO too, can you imagine? We didn't quite manage that, but we might still get it momentarily. Well, I can hope for things of this sort, but sometimes hoping will not always give one the result one is looking for. Don't do that. Making it harder to position by doing that Doomlink. There we go. And then he's off to the other side. was hoping for a flinch there, to be honest. That's why I took the hit. I will do a spinning meteor when it feels like an appropriate time. Bugger off. I don't want to do this quest over again. I really don't. I'm already sick of Solseer. Imagine Lavinus and Astalos on top of that. It's like having to eat a bowl of shit, but then before you get to the bowl of shit, you have to, you know, I don't know, munch down on some tripe. The tripe ends up tasting better by comparison, but... Okay. But yeah, I've done my fair share of Solseer. I can probably survive a single Solseer quest, but a triple quest of this nature. Fucking dead. Ah, that's good positioning for me. Good timing, good positioning, all of that business. Oh yeah, spinning meteor, almost forgot. Glad I noticed it. I don't know what that ultimately hit, but whatever. Suggestions on greatswords in Portal 3rd. Diablo's Horn Sword is pretty good. That's if you're going for raw. Outside of that, go for elemental greatswords, which unfortunately would be Rathalos greatsword, Sonoga greatsword. What's my ice greatsword in Portal 3rd? That would be... Oh god, what is it? Arioth. Arioth greatsword, and for dragon I use... I think Elatrion Revolution. You can also, if you really want, use the True Cutter Sword from the DLC. What DLC is the True Cutter Sword from in that game? It was the Devil Joe Capture Quest in Tri, but that was the Japanese version. It was Lion's Bane in the English version. But I can't remember what event quest it is. Anyway, True Cutter Sword's not that good. It's not a very good weapon. I use it because I like the design. And I've always wanted to use the True Cutter Sword, because I remember... I used to watch a YouTuber, well, it's not like he really uploaded that much, but I watched the uploads of a guy back in the Tri days called Mr. Bobo, and he, you know, he was pretty well known in the community. He was a contributor to the wiki, the Monster wiki, and he uploaded showcase videos from the Japanese Monster Tri. You know, he would showcase the event weapons, for example, and I remember seeing the True Cutter Sword in one of those videos. And I was aware of the fact that it was the Japanese version of Lion's Bane, and you know, I also saw the Pirate J weapons, and I'm like, fuck, the stuff that we got is just much worse by comparison. At least that's how I felt at the time, and I sort of still feel that way. But, yeah. In the end, I wasn't able to use the True Cutter Sword until I played Portal 3rd. So, yeah, I do like the design of it. And I would have liked to have used it instead of Lion's Bane, but yeah, you can try, that is to say. But in terms of how it functions as a sword, it's not really that good. I think the stats are the same as the Lion's Bane. No, of course, that's fine. There's no need to apologise about going AFK. How long do I plan on recording? One more hunt. One more hunt, and then I'll be done. Just doing 2 hours. What have we got on the board? Capture Assault Squad. Okay. Don't know if anyone's got Capture Guru, but I'll bring Dual Blades. How about that? Actually, let's do Blunt Dual Blades. Sounds like more fun, right? Where are they? Here they are. These are also very good blunt weapons. These are really good. Check them out. Awesome. They're not called dual cutkus. They're called dual cutkus, I think. Because apparently, yeah. Because there are two cutkus, we need to have it mentioned twice. Which is great. I think because I'm getting some natural light outside now, I'm probably a bit too bright. Yeah, I'm gonna... It's only for the last recording, but I'll make changes to my room brightness. It's just a little more appropriate. Arexian's right. He's absolutely right. I can't believe you bought an Xbox Series S. It makes me sick. I'm ready to go. Well, yeah, that'd be enough to scare anyone out of getting high. When I get high, I purchase things that are complete junk. I mean, what the hell? Where does Zelda's Queen even start on this map? I don't remember. I think I remember. I think. No guarantees. No guarantees. But I think she starts over here. Well, Celtis is... Oh, there you go. Alright, I should really just do this combo here. See, when you're bouncing, you do get less. Not if you're actually bouncing, but if what would otherwise be a bounce if you didn't have Mind's Eye, does indeed give you less charge for your dual blades. Uh-oh. I'm about to turn smelly. I cannot consume beverages now because I'm smelly. Celtis was immediately thrown off the Queen, which is quite funny. Bloodwind time. The Zelda's Queen's having a really bad time, and I know why. It's because it's a non-hyper, and on top of that it's a fucking capture quest. I don't know. Nope, stop with this. Ugh. You could stop expelling this stench. It's unsightly. And unseemly. Let's go. Aim for that face. Deal some good old damage. Looks like Enemoth is also running dual blades. I think he's, or she, I don't know who it is, has been running dual blades this whole time, I believe. I think that might be a limb.
Guys, I think that's a limb.
Ha ha ha. Welcome to a capture quest, ladies and gentlemen. What do you want me to say? Huh? What do you want me to say other than that? I can give you a pretty quick summary of what this whole quest was. A waste of time. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you very much.
I'll just get on all fours and... Yeah, anyway, no. Let's stop right there. But seriously, fuck that. Alright, so that was my last hunt. Not because of how that went, but rather that was going to be my last hunt, so... there you go. I guess everyone was getting so excited with hitting the monster that we forgot that it was a capture quest or something. But yes, that was going to be my last hunt. I regret that it was an unsuccessful venture in the end, but that's alright. Because I'm not too surprised by the result. I'm always expecting that with a capture quest. It's happened too many times. But I will see you all in the next recording, and I don't know when that will be. I might do something tonight, I'm not too sure. It would be Zelda if I were to do something tonight. I don't want to keep you in a state of being... I don't want to keep you expecting something when nothing is to come, but it's possible that I'll record something later tonight, so do keep that in mind. I do thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Bye bye for now.